Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to the journey of learning and understanding literature. Today, while walking on the roads of literature, we shall talk about the history of English literature. So, let's get started. English literature is one of the richest literatures of the world. It is the literature of a nation that inhabited a small island off the west coast of Europe. As I have mentioned earlier in one of my videos, that literature is the reflection of society, and therefore any changes in the socio-political system or any important events that occur at a specific period in a society are reflected in its literature. By this I mean that an author's pen pens down whatever is observed by the author around himself. Now, in order to understand any work of literature, it is important to have an understanding of the socio-political conditions of the particular era. Therefore, it is essential to have knowledge about the various eras of English literary history. English literature is divided into certain periods, or we can also say ages. These ages and periods overlap each other. The end of one era marks the beginning of the other, but it is not very strictly followed. By this I mean that if the Elizabethan age begins in 1500, it does not mean that it will begin on 1st January in the year 1500, and similarly if it ends in 1600, that also does not mean that it would have ended on 31st December of the year 1600 and then the very next morning a new era would start. The study of these eras actually help us understand the growth and development of English literature. These ages have different names and they are named after important literary figures. For instance, the age of Chaucer is named after Geoffrey Chaucer, a notable figure of the medieval era. Shakespearean era is the age of Shakespeare, and similarly the age of Milton and Dryden. These ages are also named after notable rulers of England like the Elizabethan age, Jacobean period, Victorian age, and so on. Literary movements have also given names to the eras, like we have the Classical Age and the Romantic Age. Both are named after the literary movements of Classicism and Romanticism. By the way, I have uploaded a video on Romanticism and Classicism as well. You can watch that too. The Anglo-Saxon era, Anglo-Norman era, and the medieval era all got their names from historical eras. Moreover, certain ages are also named after centuries they are a part of, like the 17th century literature, 18th century literature, 20th century literature, etc. Now let's take a look at these eras, ages, and periods that we are talking about. Oh, so we have quite a long list here. Never mind. The first period is the Anglo-Saxon or the Old English period. Then we have the Anglo-Norman or the Middle English period. The Renaissance, the Puritan Age, the Restoration period, the Age of Pope, the Age of Johnson, the Romantic Age, the Victorian Age, the Modern Era, and the Postmodern Era which we are living in. So this was a brief introduction of the history of English literature. I shall be discussing each era separately in my upcoming videos. So stay tuned and thanks for watching.